All right, hey guys, welcome back. And you know, I'm doing something a little bit unique in that last weekend was my first race in 30 years. And so my second race in 30 years is like the following Sunday. So got home, got everything cleaned up, big mad scramble, and now I'm out at the Dallas Karting Complex to give it a try again. Very, very different kind of event. You know, the club race out at North Texas Kartways, lots of people, just, you know, on a very tight technical track. Now this is a very laid back atmosphere here. There's still pretty good turnout, but not as many classes. And of course the Dallas Karting Complex is half again as long as North Texas Kartways, so it's a totally different dynamic that's going on. So hey, let's see what happens. It's the last race of the year. The weather's perfect. Come on, let's see what happens.
Guys, the pits, can you hear me down there? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Is it too loud or is it about right?
Right outside background.
Qualifying didn't go quite as planned. Bolted on a new set of tires, managed to spin it in a straight line coming out of the pits. The track is cold, tires are fresh, and I just went whoop like that. Finally got it restarted. Took me forever to get any heat in the engine, heat in the tires, heat in the brakes. All these other guys are like, meow. I don't know how they warmed up their karts so quick. But by the time I pieced together a few laps, I mean, it was pretty ugly. I mean, I was faster in practice with old tires than I was with new tires. So really frustrating, but you know what? It is what it is. We're here to learn, and we're gonna go figure it out. We've got the pre-final coming up here pretty quick, and let's see what happens. honestly think that was better. I actually made a good start. I passed somebody. That's kind of cool. Didn't last for long. It lasted for about 2 laps and the guy got me again, but that's okay. I really felt like I was driving better. I am going to make some changes. Tire pressures are still kind of wonky, but you know what? It really helps to go out and just run lap after lap after lap and to do back-to-back races. It's really instructional, and I feel like I'm just driving better. Still just worn out like you can't believe, but you know, we got a final to go. Let's see what happens. So what we're going to do is widen the front end just a little bit and see if I like it better. Now this is what's one of the things that's really trick about Sodi Kart is you have this special tool to slide these spacers on. Otherwise you're doing it with these funky pliers and all that kind of stuff. Super frustrating. But with this thing, you just slide it into the stub axle down here, like so. And then you take this tool and you slip it over the top, push it on, voila, done.
Well, yeah,
Before I got this tool, I could get really frustrated in a hurry. But this is just a thing of beauty.
I heard him really close to me, and I know he's got a fast car. I didn't know that I was
Done.
I get to watch myself get past my I'm so.
We're good. One of the really cool deals about racing a shifter kart is that you actually get to do a standing start, and that's a totally new experience for me, and I haven't figured out how to do them yet. I just know that I'm just not getting enough revs on the start. But at this race, at both the pre-final and the final, I was able to pass somebody on the start, not because my starts were so good, but because the guys around me made a bad start. And you'll see here, yeah, my start's not so good, but this fella here in front of me, I mean, poor guy, I mean, he darn near killed the thing. Although I could tell very quickly that he'd managed to keep it running, and I knew that because I was so far off the pace, I was pretty sure he was going to catch me pretty quick. One of the things that I noticed about this particular race is I had a really hard time getting heat in the tires, especially in the early laps. I mean, you can see it right there. I mean, big understeer, and there's just no heat in the tires. I also was having a real hard time finding the right gear to be in at the various corners. So here you can see the lead that I had at the end of the first lap on this guy. And now you can see that I've gotten past it. I was in front, but not for very long. Towards the end of the race, yeah, I got lapped. And quite frankly, I was just worn out. I was making all sorts of mistakes there towards the end of the race. I mean, my brain was fried and my body was even worse. I believe this is the last lap. And I was ready to bring it home, I can tell you. Also, look at my left front tire. It picked up a lot of rubber off of the track, and I'm not really sure why, but I mean, that was a brand new tire at the beginning of the day, and it did not look good by the time it came off the track. That's one of those. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on there. And the last corner of the checkered flag. Never a big fan of having to come off the track, but after that race, which was the longest race I'd ever driven in, that was enough. Whew. That's the most I've driven a shifter kart ever in my life, and I got about 6 or 7 laps into it, and I just wore myself out. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hurting tomorrow, but I know I just need to spend more time in the gym getting myself where I can be able to handle it. All that said, learned a lot, still way, way, way off the pace, but man, I tell you what, had a great time. Hope you enjoyed this. There's only one way to go, and that's up. And so every time I go out, I'm improving, so I'm really happy about that. And it's time for me to go get either a late lunch or an early dinner, your pick. So thanks again for joining. If you like this, hit the like button, and we'll see you soon.